First format of it. Sometimes get like
when you take over,
this on there and it didn't work right, so I reformatted the thing again. And so I stop by there every day after school. Well, I got work done.
There you go.
I mean, first day they come in, it's working. See, we did that message. I'm sorry, you reformat this roll back, it's not part of it. And they go, oh, it's not. He said, I said, it's part of Northern Utah. The guy said, yes, it is. Not.
Thank you, Eric.
I had to go get it. But that's how it goes. After they realize that that's a good feeling when it runs right.
Was hoping to endorse for our group and speakers and other.
I've got a nice share of the
So I thought that was very interesting, and then of course I took motion out. Calendar list, motion out.
Oh my gosh, you just feel it.
PSAs, public service announcements. I didn't know that they were radio stations.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm going to go ahead and call the evening MC Toastmasters meeting to order. It's Mr. Earl Cooper who would kindly lead us in the invocation and pledge, please.
Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we just pause to lift our hearts up to you this evening and give you praise and thanksgiving in all things, Lord. We especially thank you for Chandler's years of contribution to Toastmasters here, and we thank you for the opportunity that each of us have to learn more about how to communicate with you first and then with others. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Earl. Before we get this evening's festivities started, we had one guest here. But that guest has converted to membership.
All right.
Eric, I think he gave his... So Eric, congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome to the club. Now, this evening, this is probably going to be the most special meeting of my Toastmaster career. This is our opportunity to say thanks. Kind of bittersweet to me. You know, the bitter is I won't be able to see Chandler in any more Toastmaster meetings. But the sweet, he embarks with his family to Sun City. It's in Georgetown, Texas. Sun City is a retirement community. No one over the age of, or under the age of 55 can live in Sun City. So he puts his house for sale this Saturday. He's closing on a new home in Sun City, June 17th. He's got a daughter that lives in Austin, not too far away, with a granddaughter. So kind of bittersweet, but of course we're going to wish Chandler the very best, and know that we're all going to get a chance tonight to come up and share a memory or two or three of some of the Chandler moments in your Toastmaster career. Because Chandler has transcended so many Toastmasters, all of us. Every single person in this room, when we joined the club, Chandler was a member of the club. So he has transcended so many fine, fine Toastmasters and been an inspiration to many, many, many of us. And I will regale you with just quick my first Chandler. Now, I first walked into a Toastmaster meeting, and you don't do that. I just wasn't walking down the hall and bumped into the room and said, oh, what's going on over here? I had thought about it for years and years and years. And when I first walked into the room, well, my heart was pounding, and I was late. This was my first meeting. I was late because I had trouble finding, meeting at Montgomery College, and trouble finding the place. And sure enough, I didn't get any. I was late, and I kind of snuck in. Kind of at the end of the meeting, they asked me to introduce myself real quick. That was it. I came back the next week, and Chandler came up to me and he whispered, "Would you like to do a tabletop?" I said, "Oh boy." I said, "I'll do it as long as you call on me first." And he said, "Fine." So he did. He called on me first, and I remember exactly the exact words he gave me. He said, "You are P.T. Barnum, and I want you to describe to the audience your upcoming acts." Of course, not being a Toastmasters, I tried so hard to answer the question. And I don't even remember what I said, and hopefully Bill and Chandler, because they were in the room that night too. They don't remember, do you? Good. I'm sure I flubbed it all the way through, but I'll tell you this. I walked out of that room that night, and really I was on a high because I had got up and participated. And I never looked back. So I have Chandler Nelson to thank for kind of pushing me a little bit, because another guest was there with me that had been with me the week before. She declined to participate, and we never saw her again. So I thank Chandler for giving me that little push and pushing me out. So I got and did a table topic, and boy, I went out. I did have a basketball game that night, and it was playing a league. Boy, it felt great. Well, I was all charged up. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to have some of a semi-meeting here. Most of the meeting is going to be dedicated to Chandler, but we're going to do a little wit and wisdom. So I'm going to bring up Miss Jenna Hintz to give us a little wit and wisdom for this evening.
Well, everyone knows that Chandler is well known for his wit. So I'm sticking with wisdom tonight, and I'll leave the wit to Chandler. But I just wanted to speak on something real briefly about Toastmasters. We're here for two reasons. As part of improving our communication skills, we're here to speak and also to listen. And we use our listening skills when we're evaluating somebody, but if you think about it, when we sit in a meeting, most of our time is spent listening. And so it's a very important communication skill to have, besides just getting up and speaking. And I have a little saying to incline us to focus not just on our speaking, but on our listening skills as well. And the saying is, a good listener is not only popular everywhere, but after a while he knows something. So.
Thank you, Jenna. Now, even when we get up to speak this evening, please watch your grammar, ahs, ums. We are going to count this evening. And Mr. Greg Brainerd is going to do that. I'm going to ask him to come up as the grammarian and all counter, please.
What are we doing tonight? We have opulent as the word of the day. We have luxurious, sleek, and affluent. He envies her opulent lifestyle. Thank you. And I'll be counting the uhs, ahs, filler words, ands, and whatever else that sounds, I guess, shouldn't be there, right? Thank you.
Well, Charlie's going to man the camera this evening, so I asked Elizabeth if she would step in and be the timer. No voting tonight, and I'll let her explain. We're not going to do time a whole lot, but please, Elizabeth.
Tonight, my job is timer / vote counter. I don't believe we're going to vote on anything. The timing will be on the speakers that get up to toast or roast Chandler, and the minimal will be 1 minute, so you get the green at 1. 2 will be the
Yellow.
2 will be the yellow, and then 3 will be the red, and then you have 30 seconds to wrap up after that. And I will just kind of keep everything in a timely fashion so you don't run over if you get long-winded. And that's my job tonight.
There's no voting or anything. We're just trying to give you a semblance of 1 to 3 minutes. If you've got some heartfelt comments, you go over that, that's fine. Please. Don't anything more than that. We're just kind of giving you a gauge of where you are when you speak. Early in my career, my Toastmaster, I did my first contest. And this was the club contest. And I did the evaluation. And I can tell you, I was very nervous. And you listen to a test speaker, somebody you never heard speak before. And there was just two of us in the competition that night. It was Chandler and myself in the competition that night. If you know the evaluation contest, you listen to the speaker, and then they put you into a secluded room. And in that secluded room, you've got about 10 minutes to think of what you're going to say, and they bring you in one by one. Well, we listened, and we went into the room, and I sat down, and I was furiously taking notes. You know, I was cranking notes and thinking about what I was going to say, and I was pacing. And Chandler was, you know, he's like this, no notes, kind of just chewing his. It was real inconvenience, this interruption of time. And I stopped and I said, you know, how can I take any notes? I mean, and he looked at me and he goes, who cares? I said, who cares? Think about it. Who cares? And I go, yeah, who cares? And I still went on, furiously taking down notes, thinking, of course, they take your notes as you walk in. No, they don't. They don't take your notes. But, you know, but anyway, Chandler made me stop and realize that, and you told me, it was between my ears. There's no need to get nervous. He said, who cares? It's all between your ears. Don't worry about it. That certainly makes sense, doesn't it? So, well, we're going to give everyone an opportunity to come up. And before I do that, we did have a couple of our Toastmaster friends from the past write us an email and a little kind of some of their words for Chandler. And you might remember, this is the county judge, Alan Sadler, and he came to a meeting not too long ago, maybe about 6-7 weeks ago. And Judge Sadler had been in the Toastmasters back in the early 90s, I believe. And he wrote a little message, and I'm going to read that. Dear Chandler, my, how time flies by. It seems like just yesterday, instead of 10 years or more ago, that we were in Toastmasters together. On behalf of myself and Montgomery County, I would like to convey my thanks to you for all your many years of dedication to Toastmasters here in Montgomery County. Georgetown's gain is certainly our loss. I wish you all the best in your journey to Georgetown and all your future endeavors. Thanks again, Alan Sadler. Now, Chairman, I'll let you keep that. This is from Dr. Davis. Dr. Ken Davis, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, Dr. Davis had a baseball speech. Have you heard the baseball speech? I think we heard it. Dr. Davis had a baseball speech that he won the club, he swept through Houston, Texas. He took it on where he competed in half the country, the whole western United States. That baseball speech, the first time we heard that speech, I didn't know if it was true or not true, but it was tugged on your heartstrings. And I looked down after he gave that speech, and I was kind of, trying to hold back the tears. And Chandler, the tears were just streaming down his face. That speech really hit home to Chandler. Well, it was a couple weeks later that Dr. Davis had won several contests, and we were allowing him to use the club as a forum to practice that speech again. Now, I had found out that it really wasn't a true speech, but he gave the speech again, and I looked, and Chandler still, the tears streamed down his face again. I was just moved by that. But Dr. Ken Davis writes, Chandler, sorry I will miss the meeting. Please convey my sentiments honoring you as a mentor, role model, and inspiration to at least a decade of Toastmasters. I cherish your humor, energy, dedication, and will always look forward to the next joke, however corny it may be. Well, at this particular time, I'm going to turn the meeting over to the host of the roast, or toast. Mr. Bill Thompson, he will conduct that portion of the meeting, so please welcome Mr. Bill Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think you left your beer, your drink. Well, it's a great evening to get together and talk about Chandler. You know, I picked up Chandler tonight and brought him over to the meeting, and I was privileged to see a photograph of his new home. And in a word, it is opulent. It is palatial. Well, every man's home is his castle, and Chandler's new castle looks quite comfortable, and I'm sure that he and Dorothy will be very happy there. But tonight, what we're going to do is various folks have volunteered to come up and say a few words about Chandler. If you did not get in touch with me and you would like to, I will give you that opportunity. But several people told me that they really would like to, and they have prepared some remarks. And the first one out of the box was the first one that called me. I think I sent the email, and I turned around in my chair and came back, and I already had a message back from Bryan. Bryan Desjardins would like to come up and say a few words about Chandler.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and most especially to you, Chandler. Well, what can we say about Chandler that hasn't already been said? He's one of the very first members of this club. Throughout the 2+ years that I've been here, I've known Chandler to be not only very funny, not only having a great smile, but also being a very kind person, and he also has great jokes. He never fails to have great jokes. Whenever you feel down, it never fails me to listen to one of Chandler's jokes and just feel better. I have really been privileged to learn under Chandler what it really means to be a Toastmaster. He pushes me to be the best that I can be whenever I speak. And I remember the very first time that he evaluated my speech. It was my first speech, as a matter of fact. I was feeling kind of good about myself. It was my icebreaker speech. And I was just thankful to God that I didn't faint. So I was thinking, oh, thank you, it's over. And then I listened to Chandler's evaluation, and he said, not bad for a first speech, but your ending was a little bit wimpy. And so I felt a little disappointed about that. But it taught me that I need to improve my speaking ability from where I was right there. And hopefully, I would like to think that I'm starting to progress as a good speaker. And it just saddens me that Chandler will be leaving, because he has not only been a good friend, he has taught us all so very much. And I know that wherever he goes, he's going to be successful, and he will always be welcome here at Toastmasters. And I just want to thank you, Chandler, for being so opulent, not only in being the best Toastmaster for this organization that you have been, but also for being the best friend for me that you have been for me. Mr. Metzger, sorry.
Thank you, Bryan. Now, our next speaker, Earl, you may need to take over the timing back there, because our next speaker is just a wellspring of inspiration. Now, she has told some stories that are not true, as we know, but we have forgiven her for that, because it carries on the tradition of our club. It's not the truth of the story that matters, it's the delivery of the story that matters. And we were thrilled by your speech that night. But Elizabeth Smith has composed an epic poem about Chandler Nelson. And I'm going to ask her to begin working her way to the front of the room. And I know that she started with one verse. I don't know, at the last count, I think it was several dozen verses. But at any rate, she is going to present her poem to us tonight, and we look forward to hearing it.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And Fernando, thank you for coming. I entitled it Ode to Chandler Nelson. Chandler, Chandler, Lord Chandler Nelson. How does Toastmasters love you? Let us count the ways. Number 1, your grand smile. Number 2, your old joke file. Number 3, your keen wit. Number 4, the wisdom we get. So for the laughs and all the tears throughout all the years, for all the roles you have played as an officer and a gentleman, Toastmaster, general evaluator, table topic master, speaker, and timer vote counter, inspirator. We thank you for being here to share and help us conquer our fear, to advise us to speak louder, to count our ahs, ums, ands, and uh-ohs. Most of all, thanks for sharing from your heart and telling your funniest and weirdest stories, especially all those blonde jokes, and never ever using notes. Well, maybe now you can take a few more rides on a boat, maybe relax on a float, go for a swim, perhaps even join a gym. Please continue the emails. Enjoy your new trails. Lord Chandler Nelson, you will be missed. May God bless. Love you a little bit.
Wow, that's a hard act to follow.
Yeah. What?
Thank you, Elizabeth. Very inspiring and so true. Well, I'm going to go on and give my comments at this time to jump in there before someone steals my thunder. But I thought of 5 words that describe Chandler Nelson. Now, you might want to start that timer just in case I run over time. Keep me to my time. Words that describe Chandler Nelson to me. Raconteur is one. Over the years, Chandler has always been ready with a joke, an anecdote, or a war story. We have thoroughly enjoyed most of these. There were a few groaners in there, Chandler. You know which ones I'm talking about. I think another word that would describe Chandler is stickler. Stickler. Chandler has always been quick to point out our areas of improvement, especially when some poor unfortunate soul confused a lectern with a podium. We can always depend on Chandler for that one. Now, another word that describes Chandler, and you might not think of this when you see him, but rockin'. Rockin' Chandler Nelson. He almost stole my thunder here before the meeting, and he was going to tell the story, but back in the old days, Fernando knows about this, we had a lip sync contest in Toastmasters. Fernando is a past master of lip sync. But we challenged him one year. Now, we didn't win, but we challenged him. And we had a trio. Brenda Dickerson, who was the founding member of the Evening MC Club, myself, and Chandler Nelson. Now, Brenda had vocals. I had vocals. and Chandler played the meanest air guitar that you have ever seen. I don't know if it was an air guitar or air banjo, but anyway, he was just beating the heck out of that thing. And we came in second, which was a high honor because this guy over here always got first place. But we were so happy that we got second place, and Chandler was a big part of that because he drew roars of laughter from the crowd. Another word that I think would be apt for Chandler is stalwart. Stalwart. During the years that Chandler served as our treasurer, he could always be depended on to properly manage our financial and our administrative matters. Many a new member signed their application under Chandler's watchful eye. And helpful eye, I might add. Another word, and my final word, is patriarchal. Chandler has a wonderful family. A wonderful wife, 2 daughters, and 4 grandchildren.
3 daughters.
3 daughters, I'm sorry, I knew I'd get that wrong. 3 daughters and 4 grandchildren. But you'll always have another family. Us, we will be your Toastmaster family. Regardless of what club you may form or join, you'll always be able to look back on us as your evening MC family. Now, I was not able to get clearance from the Pope to designate him as Father Chandler. But unless you get an unlisted email address, you can count on a continuous stream of correspondence from your Conroe Toastmasters family wherever you may roam. Chandler Nelson, we salute you. All right. Now, at this point, I'm going to ask Mr. President, have you wanted to come up and say a few words at this point?
I will.
Well, I'm not going to let you do it right yet. I just asked you if you wanted to.
I have one more Chandler story, though.
Well, now before I introduce our president again, I want to mention a couple of former members. We're going to, here comes one now. Mack Barnhill, just come on up here to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mack Barnhill, the expert insurance agent of Montgomery County. And he and I and Chandler were in the morning club. I'm not going to steal his thunder, but Mack, just have at it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate you very much. I apologize for being late, but the storms have gone through. We've had some high winds, and there's been a lot of people who have been displaced, and we've had to take care of some emergencies. And I had another emergency. She's 6 weeks old, and she came to my office, and I had to wait for her to arrive, my new granddaughter. So it's beg your indulgence, but I'd rather be with her sometimes than I would with a lot of people that I've had to be with, Bill.
Thank you.
And they were upset, and everybody's been taken care of, and they just dropped me off, and they're going to go on down to the mall and have some fun. It's a privilege to be here with you tonight, and let me share some things with you. The advantages of being a Toastmaster, the camaraderie, the networking, the abilities that you have. For you see, it was very, very difficult for me to be a Toastmaster. I stuttered a lot, and I was really difficult and afraid to speak in front of people an awful lot in my career. I was 5'2", 115 pounds when I graduated from high school. So I had a lot of different backgrounds than most of you would have. It took me 10 years of high school to get a degree in college. I was in combat 4.5 years. I was in the Air Force. All of these things changed my life, but the most profound effect it had upon my life was Toastmasters. Just laughing and joking and learning to communicate with each other. My career has changed dramatically. My goal in life was to be able to read the Bible in public. Now that's not a very big goal for most of you in your jobs, but I wanted desperately to be able to read the Bible in my church. I'm a member of the Church of Christ, and this was a very difficult task for me because I got up and I stuttered so bad, and the elders and the leadership and all of the people in the auditorium would root for me and encourage me to do this. And my wife was on the front row, the front pew. And she's my best critic. She's my best ally. And so I got to the part about the Ethiopian eunuch and Philippi and so forth. Philip was coming down the road, and I couldn't remember I was not taught phonics, so I had to memorize everything. I got there and I read that and I saw it coming, and I was doing everything I was taught in Toastmasters. I was doing everything, and I could not remember how to pronounce that. So I went ahead and said, whatever you do, do it. Don't stop. Don't draw an attention to it. So I got to the part and I said, and the Ethiopian urchin. And he was called away, and I looked down, there was my wife. She was, I knew I didn't do it right, but I didn't know what I did, so I had to keep going. So I wanted to share with you about one of the things I enjoy about Chandler Nelson was the fact that he impressed me. You know what a carpenter's rule is? I was going to bring one, I didn't have a chance, but you open it up, and it kind of does it. Chandler, Joe Goodspeed told me to tell this one on you. He made a very good presentation one time. He stepped aside and he took the brochures and he had everything else. And he had a lead board and he unfolded this out. And he pointed to this illustration. And he went through it and his time was up and he got through it. He was folding it back up. And he said, you know, usually as a rule, I don't use this as a pointer. A sense of dry humor that we came to appreciate Chandler. I am very grateful for the Toastmasters and for the honest feedback and the comment. We use it as a training class in our church because of people like Chandler and Bill. Bill is really good. Sandwich, slap them with the meat, put another piece of bread on it. But they were really kind to me. Mack, you're just too soft. Mack, you need to speak up. And I said, man, am I ever going to be here? The trophies came, honors came, but the highest honor is to be able to go somewhere and addressed as a Toastmaster. I can walk into a room, I have the confidence. I may not do a lot of things right, I may not be the funniest, I may not be the best, but I have confidence that I can go and stand before a group of people and tell you, I appreciate the effort that you're going through because it is trying. If you take a chance, risk it, go for it, because the profit of being able to publicly speak is worth a lot. My daughter is 28 years old. My son is 32 years old. He's a prominent attorney in Harker Heights. He has to stand before. They came to Toastmasters when they were kids and teenagers, and they learned to speak there because, Sherry, how's it feel? She says, well, it's a free meal. Dad's paying for it. But the things that I learned most was about the camaraderie, and as you watch and you encourage someone else, there's a sense of accomplishment in your life that you are a small part of helping someone else become whom they are. And I use the word whom because Chandler shared that with us, and he would stop by the office and he would encourage me, just be yourself, have a good time, but encourage others to do, to stretch beyond their boundaries. If you're getting too comfortable, if you're winning too many trophies, you're not helping yourself anymore. Step out and do something that you've not done. Move yourself away from the podium. Walk out there. Walk out there among the people. Thank you. What was your first name?
Andrew.
Andrew. That's my youngest son's name. Thank you, Andrew. What was yours?
Greg.
Greg, my pleasure. Chandler? Going to go to Georgetown, I understand.
Bryan.
Bryan, that's my oldest son.
Jenna.
Jenna, I don't have one. Earl, I've met you somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, that's my daughter-in-law.
Della.
Della. Ooh, I like that.
Charlie Pitts.
Charlie Pitts. P-I-T-T-S.
Yes, we did.
Shirley.
Shirley Clute. C-L-U-T-E.
Cecil.
Cecil.
Eric Oliver.
Okay.
Fernando Turegano.
Okay. Say it again.
Fernando Turegano.
Fernando.
Right.
Okay. I'll work on the other part. I believe the word is opulent. I saw it, not knowing. How do you use it? So let me encourage you with one closing comment. I appreciate Bill's efforts. He made a special effort to call me to spend this moment with you. I am nothing special. I'm not trying to pull myself down, but I am so grateful for the time that I've spent in Toastmasters because we've got 18 people that have graduated through our training program in our church because we took two people, Joe Goodspeed and myself, taught them how to read, to speak publicly, and to teach. Two of them recently graduated from college. They are now teachers. My daughter is a teacher. My oldest son is an attorney practicing in law. My youngest son is a pilot. They will all walk up and shake your hand just like I did. The danger of being a good example that you are is every Sunday after the close of service, several of us, 3 or 4 people that are leaders in our church, will stand back by the closing door. Glad you came. Do just what I just did and really mean it. My 3-year-old grandson broke free, standing next to me, shaking everyone's hand. And I realized I've got to be careful what I say and how I say it and what I do. He went back to his church that Sunday night in Waco. He was standing by the back door. A gentleman came with a cane. He said, "John, it was good to see you tonight. That's a beautiful walking stick." And I said, "Okay, we have a problem. I've got to be careful." Again, I appreciate it very much. And Fernando, I did not memorize your last name. I apologize. I will work at it, and I will do better. That's to show you that I still have a lot of room to improve. Bill is a great guy. I'm glad that you have him in your club. Chandler, Georgetown doesn't know what it's about to get. Appreciate it.
Mac, we have some food at the back, but that's for members only. Not so fast. No. Help yourself back there. And we are glad to see you. And Joe Goodspeed was going to try to be here. He did have a conflict, and so I don't believe he was able to free up from that. But he had great things to say about Chandler and mentioned the story about not as a rule. And so that was a Chandlerism that struck home with many people. But now at this time, Andrew, before we turn it back over to you, I guess I'll let you have the last word in this part, but Cecil Hewes has asked for some time. Cecil, come on up.
I've learned how to do this from Chandler. Keep those keys a-moving. Keep that hand in the pocket. No notes, Chandler. You've been an excitement to me. What I really enjoyed, Chandler, is your World War II stories. Mainly because my dad served in the Army during World War II. But it's a time of history, and I always liked history. I was looking on the internet, because I always look for something new. And I was looking for a Chandler type of joke on the internet. You know, a little hard to find sometimes. I just don't know. But I was reading about something there, and I looked at it by Bob Hope. He was talking about something called sweater girls. They had sweater girls in the World War II area. And the comment I'd like to unravel that mystery. Oh, you heard that one from Bob Hope. Now you know who I stole it from. Yes, I did like that. Gotta keep putting that pocket in the pocket. That's your hands. One of the hands got to be in the pocket. It's hard to keep them out. The thing I enjoyed was you always set a high level for me to aim for and everything. And when I first came to the club, evaluations was not something I liked to do after tabletop evaluations. I like to get up here and give a speech where I'm totally prepared, I know what I'm going to say, and I can do it. Evaluations, I hated them, really I did, because I never knew really how to do it. But you gave me the opportunity to observe you and learn from you. I didn't tell you that, but I was doing that. I was taking notes when you got up here and gave one. Notice how you gave all the good points and 1 and 2 points for improvement, and finish it up with, like to hear your next project. Yeah, thank you. Well, I want to thank you for the memories, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Cecil. I'm going to call Della Booker, our president-elect, up to the front.
the little bit kind of took my line. I wanted to do something with Lord Chandler, something, I'd like to make a night out of Chandler. We've all agreed that his name is too fine, it's too opulent just for Mr. Chandler Nelson. I want to tell you guys some things. You know, Chandler's kind of fooled us. He's been telling us that he's moving to Sun City over by Georgetown as a retirement, kind of a place to be close to the daughters and the granddaughters and that. But all of us in this room need to know that he's really an ambassador. Chandler is our ambassador of humor. He always delighted me with how unique his thinking was on table topics. And I learned from Chandler that it doesn't matter what the topic is, you can do your own thing. Just spin your own spin, like he did so many times. And I asked him a few weeks ago on table topics about a situation of the Iraqi people and what would he share with them about the freedom that we enjoy, number one, if he had an opportunity. And Chandler, do you remember what you told me?
Well, I did mention that the Iraqi people are suppressed.
It's my speech, Chandler. He said that they were oppressed because they had no humor. They never left. And Earl and I just went through Sun City a few weeks ago, and I'm telling you, Andrew, they have no humor. So they called Chandler, and they said, come on over, we need you. One of the most important things, Chandler, that you taught me and everybody that was here at the time was speak to the back of the room. Now, my voice projects pretty strong. I mean, I'm a kind of a former hillbilly, and I can yell if I need to. So I can get that sound to the back of the room, but that was really important because we know how effective the sounds to the back of the room go all down the sides. So we thank you for everything you've taught us, and we're willing to let you go to Sun City, spread some humor. Just don't forget to spread some back to us, okay? Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Madam President-elect. Now, I am going to, I believe at this time, turn the meeting over. Does anyone else, Charlie, did you need to say anything up here?
No, sir.
All right.
Scratching.
You were scratching your nose, okay. All right, Mr. Area Governor Fernando Turegano, would you like to come forward at this time?
All right, sounds good. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and especially you, Chandler. Chandler, as I was driving up here this afternoon and all that traffic, I thought to myself, who is this guy? You see, every meeting I've come to, you've never been here. And after hearing just a few of the speeches here, obviously you've been an influence to this Toastmasters Club. So, I thought to myself, what do you say to a person like that? What is it that you and I have in common, or we all have in common? And is it the word opulent? I'm not so sure that's the right word to describe you, because I really, really don't know you intimately. But what I do know about you is that you are a Toastmaster. So I thought, what would a Toastmaster need in the other world that you're going to? And I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll give you 3 gifts. First of all, they say that the most powerful thing in the world is the word. The word. And for us, it's the speech, the communication, the speech. However, the written word is also very powerful. So what are you going to do in your spare time? You might start writing down those great jokes that everybody's been telling about. So what I have as a gift, I'm going to give you a pen so you can write your words. And actually, this is an angel pen. Okay, so it's got a little angel on there. I thought, why not? A little bit of inspirational, a little bit maybe spiritual. I don't know. Maybe a little protection for you. It's got ink in there, by the way, just in case you thought that maybe it's a trick pen. It isn't. So with this, I want to give you as a starter.
Thank you.
By the way, I bought that in China the last time I was over there. So it actually is Chinese, made by Chinese, and it promises not to write in Chinese, but write in English. Then I thought, what? Wait,
What you didn't say is,
What?
right on the side, it says Microsoft Word for blondes.
But then I thought to myself, but supposing you run into problems, supposing you can't do what you want to do, and maybe you need protection, maybe you need to know Taekwondo or karate or something like that. Then again, do you really believe in that? You look at the movies and you say, hey, the good guys always win those battles. But Chandler, I don't know you that well. I'm assuming you're a good guy, but then just in case, I decided maybe you need some other type of protection, real protection. So, my second gift for you is a knife to protect yourself. If anybody comes at you, you know how to come up. But then my third gift to you is one that was given to me many, many years ago by an old nun. Now, at that time, I thought she was old. She probably really wasn't, but to me, she looked old. But she gave me a saying, and she said, whatever you give, you get back. I have never forgotten that. It's obvious to me that you understand that saying. Why? Because everybody that has come up here has spoken about how much you have given to the club and how much you have given to everybody. But I sort of suspect that what you have gotten back is a tremendous amount of wealth. The wealth that's right in here. I don't envy that. I think I would like to promote that more and more from each and every one of you to do the same thing, because he has obviously been a great model for you over however long you've been as a Toastmaster, however long these people have actually known you. That is tremendous. Don't drop that. I advise you, wherever you go, keep giving, because I'm sure you're going to get it back.
Fernando, thank you for being here tonight. I was very late in getting him any kind of notice of the meeting. So I appreciate your making the effort to be here. It means a lot to all of us that you took the time to come over. Well, then at this point, what I'm going to do is now return control to our president, and he'll have a few words for Chandler, and then he'll be introducing our guest speaker, or our special speaker for tonight, I should say. President Andrew Burnett.
Who's the Thompson man? Well, before I introduce our only speaker this evening, I'm going to tell you about the funniest table topic I ever heard. This was one year, it was wintertime, and the topic was given, do you believe in Santa Claus? Chandler Nelson. Chandler walked up, and he straightened up. He thought, what seemed like it was about 5 seconds, and he goes, yes, I do. He said, my cat walked across the desert, and I looked down, and he had sandy paws. And I got to tell you, I just burst out laughing. I said, I could have had that topic for 48 hours and not come up with this witty response. Is yes, I do. My cat, sandy paws. Where does he come up with that? That was fantastic. I remember that vividly. That one answer, that one moment in time that Chandler Nelson did that. Now, Chandler, I got that balloon for a reason. I want you to know you're my hero. You always have been. You've been an inspiration. The very sad moment for me was last summer when you told me that you couldn't make the meeting. Well, it's winter. That you didn't want to drive home any longer, and you could only make the meetings during the summer. Boy, it really tore at me that Chandler, that you weren't going to be there, because throughout my Toastmaster career, Chandler Nelson has always been here. Now, I know, Fernando, you've come a few times and you haven't seen Chandler, but It's only just recently, because of his eyesight, that he felt not right about driving home in the evening. But other than that, for years and years and years, you could count on seeing Chandler Nelson here every Thursday evening. And Chandler, you know, you inspired me. You're my hero, and I hope to inspire others. So that's for that reason, you'll always live. You'll always live in the evening Toastmasters. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our special speaker. The topic, or the speech tonight, is rambling. Please regale us one more time, Chandler Nelson. Rambling. Chandler Nelson.
Thank you. The very first thing I'm going to do is, as a concession to Bill, I'm going to put my coat on. Where'd it go? Oh, this is it. Because he bullied me into bringing this thing. So I better put it out. Well, even button it up. Because I was criticized once for giving a speech with my button open.
Wait a minute, I've got to show you. Is that a colorful combination?
Yeah.
Was that planned?
Well, it has been mentioned that I've been associated with Toastmasters for quite a while, and I have. Now, I've been in Toastmasters, not continuously, but off and on, for about 40 years. I first started in a club that was associated with the company that I was working for, the Western Electric Corporation. And it was a company club. And I was, terrified. But it helped. And then I might have been out for 10 years. And then I get in another club. And it helped. Because each time I needed a booster shot. And I've learned a lot in Toastmasters. I have not become a good speaker, but I'm comfortable. And that's what I wanted to do. I can get up without being terrified. Now, I was asked to speak tonight, and I'm going to speak not on any subject, but I'm going to ramble. And I'm not going to reminisce, other than a little reference to Toastmasters, anything in the past. What I'm going to do is bring you in on what's happening to me and my life today. Now, one thing that's happening to me, or will happen, is I have a 25-year-old granddaughter that's getting married. And she will be married on the 21st of this month. And she will have a marriage that I never heard of before. Now, she will have 5 showers. And my wife has been to 2 of them. But they're different groups of people. So, she had to subject herself really to 5 showers. Now, she'll be married in Fredericksburg because her husband-to-be comes from Fredericksburg. And they have 300 accepted invitations. Well, this is obscene. I've never heard anything like that. Maybe I'm naive, but just has not happened to me in my experience. Now, I'm thinking about young people today, and I'm thinking back some 80 years ago when I was a kid. Now, my wife and I, had a battle through life to finally end up fairly comfortable. Now, that's not happening to children today. My granddaughter and her husband, to-be, they met in college. She's 25, and I think he is too. They will start out with combined salaries of about $80,000. That's a start. They have both have recent vehicles, and they will be moving into a brand new house. So that's the way you start out today. That's so different than what I experienced. Now my wife and I built a house. We had a, we just plain couldn't afford a house. So we had a brick veneer shell put up. Nothing in it. It was subfloor, and you could look up and see the rafters through the ceiling joists. And we built this darn thing. But my granddaughter and her husband are just moving into a house that's all finished. So times have changed. Now, how they change emotionally on people have yet to be seen. I think that maybe people that start out at the top miss some of the experiences that really mold their character. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But that's what happened. Now my wife and I are putting our house on the market this Saturday, day after tomorrow. We live in April Sound. We bought a home in Georgetown in Sun City. Well, Georgetown is north of Austin. It's a suburb really of Austin. And the Sun City, and there are a lot of Sun Cities, different parts of the country. They are adult communities. One of the partners have to be 55 or older. And there are no children. You can have grandkids visit, but they can't live there. And we really like the place. Big wide streets, rambling streets. It's an opulent community. But there are 2 activity centers. Now, there are 2 little golf courses, but there are 2 activity centers. And one of them has a nice library. I've been in it, I like it. But there's no cards, you just go in and take books out. I've never seen that before. And there's a pool hall. Number of pool tables, 4 at least. I don't quite remember. And a number of activity rooms, like this, for all the activities within the club. Within Sun City. And every month they have a schedule of things to do. So you will not be at loose ends finding things to do. Now the other activity center is a big computer center. A lot of computer classes, which I will really enjoy. And a big woodworking shop. So I think we're going to fit in, we're going to find friends, and some of them may be even as good as you.
Chandler, on behalf of the evening MC Toastmasters, and thank Bryan Desjardins, we want to present you with this plaque. And you can display this prominently in your home in Sun City. I hope you will. And I'll read it for our members. With gratitude for the many years of dedicated service and leadership, the Evening MC Toastmaster Club of Conroe, Texas, proudly honors our obsequious Toastmaster Chandler Nelson, competent Toastmaster, as a lifetime member. Congratulations.
What tonight has done is made me feel very, very small. To realize I don't deserve this. But thanks anyway.
Andrew, can I ask Chandler 2 questions?
Absolutely.
We can sit down.
You can sit down.
Chandler, what is the most important thing that you have learned meeting in Toastmasters?
Well,
Put the timer on.
I would say the most important thing that I have learned is the fact that I'm not important. I'm not important. If you have an ego, it stands in your way. If you don't have an ego, and you're willing to make mistakes and accept them gracefully, you're ahead for the floor. That's it.
Good, good, very good, very good. If it's different than, this answer is different than the other one, will give us, what is the most important thing that you've learned in life so
To avoid death.
Well, one more thing. Bill described Chandler as a stickler. I think that's true. And Chandler wouldn't have it any other way. That Mr. Greg has been keeping track of ahs and ums and you know. So I'm going to ask Greg Brainerd to come up here. I see a lot of pictures.
I think that Andrew was up the most. I think he had the most.
Oh.
I count quite a few on you. Jenna, you had 1 for wit and wisdom. I had 2, 1 just now. Elizabeth, you had 1. And a couple, you had several, like, when you were speaking, you needed some water or something. You could, from that. Bill, you used opulent, right? Opulent a couple times, and you had just a couple of O's. Brian, you had 1, and you used the word opulent as well. Fernando, you used opulent, no O's. Chandler, you had a couple. So I won't tell you how many, being that you're out of here. Let's see, Matt, you had a couple, you had 2 or 3. Cecil, good job, you had none that I counted. Della, you also had none and used the word opulent. And that's it.
Got a lot of refreshments. I encourage you to stay, have some refreshments. I will let you know that this is Chandler Nelson's club. Chandler, you're always welcome in these halls. You know that. You ever come back, or please, I hope you grace us with your attendance. We'd love to have you.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, I know that you'll live in our memories forever. You've been a wonderful, wonderful Toastmaster and wonderful friend, so I wish you the very best. I will take this opportunity to go over next week's schedule real quickly if I can, and then we'll please enjoy the festivities. Next week is June 12th. And I will go over this. Books and reading, Bill's put down as kind of the theme of the evening. Books and reading. Will Tanya be here next week?
Yes,
She is down for the Toastmasters, so if Della or Earl could
yes.
maybe take some notes. Brian, will you be here?
Yes.
Wit and Wisdom, Charlie.
I'll be here.
Okay. Elizabeth, General Evaluator.
Yes.
Great. Jenna, did I hear no?
It'd be best to leave me out the
Okay.
schedule for the rest of June. And I'll show
I
up
will
if
be
can.
here for table topics. Bob to speak. I don't think Bob, I saw a message, he won't be back till July.
Right.
Shirley, you up to speak next week? Okay. You'd like to do it next week?
Yes.
Anybody like to speak next week?
I need to do it.
Okay, let's put down Earl. Earl to speak. Will Sara be here next week?
I would think so.
She's down to evaluate. Cecil, will you be here?
Sure.
Will you evaluate?
Sure.
And Della, will you be here?
Yes.
Cecil and Bill, will you be here just for
Yes.
Eric? Eric will be here, and Greg?
Of course.
Of course, good. Just to have down, so in case we need to fill some roles. Okay, thanks for coming. Thank you again, Fernando. Mac, thanks for coming. I appreciate you sharing
One
that.
quick announcement.
Oh, welcome welcome Fernando.
Actually, I have two announcements. I'd like to see who are the officers that are going to take over in July. Raise your hand. All right, we have an officers training meeting on Saturday. If you haven't planned on it, please try to make it. It should be exciting because there's going to be a lot of people there. And that's the whole idea with these training sessions, is that you exchange ideas. And hopefully that will come about, especially when you get into your group of whatever office you hold. So do try to make it. It starts at 9 o'clock sharp at the Kellogg Brunner Root Building on Bel Air and Beltway 8. The second thing I need to make as an announcement, during the district conference meeting that just went by a few weeks ago, several weeks ago, and of course there were plenty of things to do during that time, the contest, etc. And Della, we sure missed you. I think you could have gotten them, but anyway, you couldn't. There was a business meeting on Saturday morning of that weekend, and what was voted was a realignment of clubs and areas, etc. I volunteered to be the area governor for next year for Area L41 again. And then we voted on a realignment. In the realignment, I get to lose you. I get to lose this club. So what I came to do is to tell you, first of all, about that. You're going to have a new governor come in July by the name of Christy Yates. I think it's her first time being a governor or a governess. And so please, give her your warm welcome, just like you did with me, and so she can appreciate how good the club is. The second thing, right behind that, I want to thank you for the opportunity you gave me to be part of your group for the short time. I've thoroughly enjoyed the times that I've been here. It has been very delightful. You've been very cooperative with me, and each and one of you that I've gotten to know has been a sure delight. So I really appreciate that, and I really thank you from the bottom of my heart, and to also urge you to do the same thing with the new governor. And thank you again.
Della, second time, 7 times.
All right.
Guys, have a great rest of the week. Please stay and enjoy some refreshments. Hope everyone has a terrific weekend. So we got a little rain, so that's exciting. Breaking the drought maybe a little bit.
Amen.
Amen. So, again, thanks, Mack, for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We appreciate the stories. Fernando, thank you. Eric's our new member. Congratulate Eric. He just of course, don't forget to say au revoir to this fine gentleman here. Thank you. Lord Chandler.
Lord Chandler Nelson.
I don't know what to say, buddy.
You gonna give him a tape?
Yeah,
When you said about the website, all of a sudden it came to me when I got to Chandler. And I mentioned afterwards, that's funny. I forget things, and all of a sudden you brought that back, and I said, yeah, I remember.
well, thank you so much for making the effort, and I apologize again for not letting you know earlier. Used to, on my email, I had our Yahoo group, plus you and the division governor and some other people. Then we changed the group, and I didn't have you on the mailing list anymore. And I was thinking about that. Oh man, I didn't tell Fernando because he might like to be.
Well, I wanted to come, one more time here this month.
Okay.
Before the new governor would come out. And I thought, and then I can sign your email. That's it.
Okay.
That'll be the right time.
Well, I'm glad you were. So, what clubs will be in our new area?
Actually, you're going to be aligned with the Woodlands Club.
Again, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this whole area right in through here.
Okay.
And it makes sense. It really did. when I looked at the map and I saw how the group a little bit better as a cluster. More convenient. It's more convenient for the clusters. Yeah. That's like, okay. In the meantime, I get a new club, which I haven't been to yet. It's actually south of the other clubs. So what I have is I have a long stretch like this, which includes the Escapees Club.
Yeah, right.
And Livingston.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad that they're doing so well and have some good folks up there.
It's a nice club.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, it's a traffic club.
Right.
Good see that. I'm so sorry we're gonna be losing. I can't believe it.
Well,
If you want, we can do like these pictures.
when you look at it in terms of alignment, at least everything that you want can be clustered with they're relatively close clubs.
Well, thank you so much for everything you've done for
Well, boo and hiss, boo and hiss, boo and hiss.
But I'm not going to say goodbye, really.
Well, that's right. That's right. We're still in the Toastmaster privilege. Yeah, that's right.
Where's you going? Where's your
It's still L41, but they decided to go
Oh, we'll see each other. We'll see each other. So let's see each other. I think that is it's
Kellogg Brown Roots. Actually, all you do is Houston, and then you have
That's all right. So what we can do is we
and then
can
there's Conway, it's more square.
Yeah.
Okay,
Conroe or Toastmasters.
this is where you're going to find way down here, and you're way up here.
It's called the Kellogg Precinct.
No, Kellogg Brown. Building, and what you do is just come down this way.
Yeah.
Down at the Beltway 8, and get off at the Beltway. Come down here, go down this way, and you'll see it from the freeway. It looks like a concrete building. Okay. It looks like from a distance. You come in here and then just go right to the front and come here.
Yeah, I should be able to make that.
Should be pretty easy, but I think they're
Good.
What's your job? Treasure. I don't know what they're going to do for treasure.
Yeah. Well, I'm treasurer also of the Lions Club. I went to training last week with Lions. So I think there'll be some differences in between that job and this job. So I don't worry about that.
But you're an accountant.
I do some accounting work, but I'm not a formal. I'm not a formal accountant. I don't have a CPA. So you doing okay?
You want to do that?
You're doing all right. Good.
6:37.
Yeah, imagine.
Shouldn't be bad. Although I haven't traveled much, that's been good. With the stars.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about when you gave me that. I thought it was over China, but it's like, oh, it's from China. I don't know. It's the star, big stars.
It was quite a big thing.
That was nice. That was nice.
The pen shipping on the email space pocket nice. And I've got one set that lately with danger in my pocket while I was flying. I've had something else with my knife, I throw it somewhere else, but I don't find myself like my account.
Yeah, sure. It's always good.
Well, help yourself.
He was going to put together a synopsis.
Hey, Mo, why don't we get a group picture before everybody just
All right, so I'll start on some concepts with this, and then try to.
Hey, where you want? Up here?
Only that strawberry.
Everything I heard.
We get everybody up front.
Get up front here.
Pictures. Oh, a group picture. We're gonna put it on the website.
Yeah.
Not three. Two no one is the rule.
Charlie.
No, I decided to table that issue because it's something that I
Earl would
should
say,
be able to.
Earl would say.
Would you like to get in there?
For Toastmasters, I should be able to.
Come on, Chandler.
We should have to get money from that is decided to table.
Okay, Brian, you get in the back, tall. Greg, you come, Brian. Do you think we want to see some
I'm short.
Maybe in the background.
What happened when you get on the street?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Andrew, you want your Chandler in front?
Chandler up front, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get your flag, too.
Okay, what, the Trump's right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like there.
I got all but three of them.
Can you see?
Brian, we'll need you in a little bit further.
Okay.
Charlie, you gonna get in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's,
done.
that's gonna.
You know where you're running to?
Why don't you focus in there?
Don't say cheese if you hurry. We won't spill the wine,
Where you gonna get?
and it's not cough medicine on the floor. 1, 2, 3.
I saw some people blinking.
One more.
Everybody's, the young lady next to Earl.
Jenna?
There you go.
There you go.
Get everybody's face, 1, 2.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yay!
That's unbelievable. Wasn't that something? That was like a good looking jacket. Chandler pulled that jacket out and I said, man, I can't believe that. Did you do a good job?
Thanks, young man.
Why don't we get a photo? And,
Thank you for you, Andrew. Your pocket. And I'll put my hand in my pocket. No, you know,
That's a pretty nice spot.
well, I'm reminded you,
Andrew did good. I wasn't wrong.
You know, I'm old enough I can move up there. I'm above your
all right.
So, I didn't expect to take a look at it yet. Thanks.
Put you in the middle. And we'll try to take it away. Okay.
All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. One more.
Get an extra one.
One more.
Try not to blow.
On the count of 3. 1,
There may be
2,
some, I know, it's gonna
3.
be long.
We're trying not to.
Thank you. Come on.
Well, I really, that's great. Thank you. one thing I was worried about. Oh, yeah. I was like, please, one right, please, one right.
Bill made his thing. Speech a couple weeks ago.
I'll tell you what, I never knew the word secrets until I met you. But you truly are a secret.
Boy, it's one of those.
Well, I think it was I appreciate that. I had to look up the word secrets. I didn't know what it was. Andrew always said secrets. I'm like, what did you mean secret?
New one.
You always said that last year. Right.
Anyway, he's a comic by trade. He actually was a comic, but instead most of those things really was people of a Toastmaster. In other words, he was trying to do stand-up comedy. He found it much more difficult to do Toastmasters. But what he did, basically told us and that was rather interesting. And I'll tell you the secret real quick. He was watching Jay Leno and everybody else because they apparently most comics do the same thing. But he said he described it like
live in Aurora, Colorado. One of them is graduating from college.
it's the comic that does a lot of the work plays association.
Famous comedian.
Yes. Carlin. Carlin was the one that described it for him. He said that a joke is like a train that's going one way at full speed, and then it derails. And at the derailment is when everybody laughs. As any derailment. And that's exactly what he says. Every joke is built on that. He says it leads you a direction.
I'm not sure about that.
Expecting something.
Well, maybe just
the train falls
years old.
and you get the second result. And he says people laugh because you know you're in jokes. And it's funny that they can say,
That's so true.
and he showed you, various examples of how things were, he would lead us on, change it. And everybody would laugh. It was really quite simple.
But it was good to see your old friend.
It was very interesting.
But it was
He
actually to see your old
gave
Toastmaster friend tonight.
three presentations.
Yeah.
That Saturday.
Yeah.
One was
You
on
get
the
to see him.
jokes, and then another one was, he was actually the Toastmaster for the contest.
I know he's been working on his
I
home.
kept wondering how he could really treat it. He wasn't just making fun of jokes. A lot of it. When he gets serious at some point, he did. I mean, when it came down to, the speakers and everybody, boom, he got real serious.
He's the one.
So it was really enjoyable.
Some gal by the name of something Chandler. Chandler is the last name.
Are you gonna make?
Well, those two got
My son
together.
has a swim team.
Formed the club.
He's on the
They
swim
were the Sparkle.
team, and so they had a meet on Saturday.
You were the first members,
And
though.
the parents are supposed to
Well,
go to
no, there were 20
And
members
didn't
that
go
formed the
last
club.
week, I
I
think
was
next week.
But I joined shortly thereafter, and so did Bill.
It is a good
No,
deal.
we
I've been
joined
to
with
one
them a
before.
couple months ago.
I went to several, but one of the most recent was years ago at the hospital, the Northwest Medical Center Hospital. They had a good session. And, that is one of the good benefits is that you get to meet other people who are going to hold the same office. And it really is a valuable session.
Well, I mean, it could come out.
Go for it. Go, we got a lot of them. I like it.
No, I'm
That's a
trying to
lot.
pull up.
Okay.
You know what?
Right, oh, good deal, huh?
Forward and.
Yeah, we hope you can get back on the schedule.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Jeff. Have a good week. Good night.
Right, Chandler, thank you for your advice on the table. Good to use.
Don't worry, we'll make it better.
Last year,
Yeah.
Now,
they had that lip sync
Oh, no.
festival, whatever.
all right, have a good evening, Chandler.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No, that federal was, he was going to be sharing time. That's right. And I had that.
I would love to have been there, but I hope they'll do it again. Yeah, I know they're going to share that.
You know, the problem is that they won't, they don't want to raise them. Apparently, district. I'll be sharing. I've never seen a fucking knife so small that you don't make it.
It is, it's very nice.
You know, if they stop it at submission level, it's just way too looking.
You calculated.
It stops at that.
Oh, speed up.
And that's the other thing I said, that's about, apparently, regular Toastmasters stock.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, I always thought it was a good event.
Got a toothpick in it?
Come out of their shell.
Yep. He's got the
I know it's just a good exercise.
knife, scissors. It's got,
I'm not saying the line. I'm not saying the line.
tiny little screwdriver. It's a different brand.
And show his video.
I'll show you the videotape.
I wish you would.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Videotapes of this website. You will not
For my
believe.
daughter.
This guy should have been on the Tonight Show. I don't know if you ever were or not. You should.
I'll need 15 minutes.
That's many years ago.
At least. Oh, we need the whole program. Yeah. Thank you. Well, but then good work. I know you would do everything that you could, but if it ever comes up, I would love to have that lip sync back.
5-1. When the guy would start with Kenyon.
Happy birthday. Nice retirement. Keep the humor going, okay? I know you will. You gonna get to the meeting?
No. That's
My pleasure.
our security.
Keep up the emails.
They will for a while, because I'll be off the air.
Yeah.
Sure.
As soon as you get rolling,
I'll let you know.
keep them going.
That's been my stand up thing.
I'll check on the full.
Actually, the 3 A's will work that way.
Time back.
And you said that you use them in a lot of contracts. And you asked me if I would use them.
Yeah, because everybody expects it to.
I would like
And
to
have a answer. Speak to answer. It doesn't always work out.
So I don't know what.
It's into the point where.
They just come to
They
you.
just come to me, and I in turn forward them on.
Brings us closer to
So
the
if it's more of a joke exchange,
distance.
then
It is an
so I
exercise.
like what we
So
do.
I'm communicating with these people. It's not.
It's very, and it's time well spent.
Once in a while, you get a fair amount, but you get a lot of people.
I'm seeing that's the
I
change.
have a niece that sends me jokes. She's got a sense of humor, so I use that.
Right, that's what I've done ever. And that's where I was when just anybody in the project and I'm sending all my stuff for California to the internet.
She went up and just chatted with them.
In person. So I just wanted to say, look, this is what we're trying to do.
Regardless, I'm blind and I deserve to land in California.
Right, that labor.
Just came off my rice camp.
Finally, the co-pilot came back.
I tell you what's pretty cool.
They got the same.
The rice cook was coming through the South County.
And, finally, so we went back and they put something in the line here.
It's the same coach.
And the co-pilot, when they were back up there, said, the quarterback's coach. So the pilot said, I told that line the first time, I said, the woman,
Because he went to the rice camp last year.
There's such a thing as been waxed.
He knows it real well then.
Okay.
We see
That's
it.
what they said.
That's really nice. You really
Coach's
spent all
voice.
this.
I'll remember that. Well,
He started quarterback when he was at Arkansas.
it's been nice
Back
being
in
here.
His name was John Burnett. He was quarterback coach on the Hampshire. Straight out of started Arkansas.
Write it down.
Played the Orange Bowl. Straight right quarterbacks. And then back in
That's a good.
So,
At least I got this one. I won't be.
maybe the emails I get behind me.
He's a nice guy.
Really, I'll read it later.
I don't feel like it's nice too. Wasn't he the one that was like,
That's why you missed that.
does anyone want any more fruit?
Hey, that's delicious. Where'd you put it?
This, we can let my husband know. I think it's all right.
Joe, you want the rest of the fried chicken?
Yeah, I've been playing with the strawberry stuff in. It's terrific. I don't know where they're coming from. California or Texas.
How about the fruit, chicken, and the cookies?
Does anyone want anything else?
Hey, that all worked out pretty well.
Just to get that wheelchair.
Hey, Fernando.
I told Charlie, this was really a guy, he overcame.
Fernando?
Yeah.
But his grandson, it was not very
You should
organized.
went to Oklahoma.
They do have a district in Oklahoma. You're laughing, but it's true.
One place
They
was
said they couldn't have voted if
Got a
you
can
went
right
to
over here.
Oklahoma.
Guys, if you like cake, that is good cake. You want some cake?
Can I stand that?
That is one,
Please.
it is one gallon. Hey, I'm gonna get a piece of that cake.
Silver.
I can vouch for that cake.
Really?
I'll bring it back next.
I saw Jenna eating a piece and I went back there. I didn't want to.
Everybody stab.
That is very good cake.
Should make it.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
You got 2 more forks back there?
You could have.
Let Brian
Brian, this cake?
Yeah, this was definitely a thing that was coordinated by guys. Just like everybody brings something.
We got a nice variety.
Did you get?
Trying to have real good variety.
Yes, I did.
Well, this in your house. Are you listing your house?
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah, they're closed on
Saturday.
Saturday, 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Right on cue.
Oh, you mean when Mack walked in?
Yep.
Well, when Mack walked in,
No, we closed at
well, I guess he had some kind of.
17.
But that was perfect time.
And, we'll go on.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
No.
Yeah,
You're not sure?
Not sure. Not sure.
Short
See you next week.
Leave the house big.
My neighbor, somebody moved to Colorado.
The whole thing was fun to that show, this is real life, where all of our old friends walking in.
Well, it was really strange because consultant, I thought, well, he's like, I'm like energy. And I was about to say, well, Andrew, you have to turn it over to you, but it's.
They tell you
called a
Toastmasters.
couple of old Toastmaster friends.
That
And right at that moment, he walked in,
Yeah.
and I said, and here's one now.
When you go sell your house.
Well, it's funny, he started to turn it over to him, and he didn't.
Yeah, I know.
With him, and teased him, just the right amount of time.
That was
Joe
uncanny.
and I are real estate investors. We buy houses and things, but normally not really expensive.
I wish that Joe would speak. You know Joe?
Well, I'm.
He is an outstanding speaker. He's a pastor up in Cumberland.
We had it on, painted completely inside.
First
On the outside is
day that I came to Cumberland, loved the morning. Joe gave a speech
Park
about
Rec and Park City.
Thomas Alva Edison.
Now, we're listed for
And it just blew me away. I just said, I want to be in the club of these people. I'm going to be speaking.
1812.
And so, we had Joe, Mack Barnhill was there, and Barb Sadler, the county judge, future
Two
county
big
judge.
decks,
Okay.
wooden decks.
and
Got a wooden car
portion
courtyard
of
around the
change
front.
and grow.
Okay.
So that we don't have window cranes.
It's always,
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
like
You're
organisms,
looking
there's
out of
always
the
change.
planted courtyards.
Woo, that cake was good.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
I'm
missing with a big glass of cold milk.
Well, just gotta have one right
Right.
We'll go get the cow right now.
You're looking through windows,
So,
trees out there.
Fernando, what area or what clubs will be in your area again?
Well,
Yeah, there are 28 homes
but then I'm getting
currently on sale, get extra town.
Anyway,
Patrick Hewes.
I'll get back to you.
that sounds like a
It's
good
a new
price.
club.
It's a fair price.
I have one.
Because that's,
But this is
Well,
relatively new.
that's only about, what, $50 a square foot, $52 a square foot? Which is really, talking about, it ought to be pretty fast.
I hope it does.
I think it,
We are
One
pricing
with the Woodlands,
sort of one
which
thing.
is,
ourselves. But we're being realistic.
Well, that sounds,
it's 42 or 43.
sounds like you got it priced right. We have a rental property that we just totally did over in the old part of Conroe, about 6 or 8 blocks.
Company that you start Toastmasters?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the clubs.
There's a lot of them.
A lot of company clubs. We just put on the
Kitchen cabinets, we did all
Unfortunately, those are the ones that are
all new floors, all new.
Vertically off.
All new
Yeah.
carpet.
Except playoffs.
Everything
At
is,
least, you know, after Toastmasters.
we're asking $9,000.
Right.
I have one,
About $48 a square foot.
well, that was open to the public, but
But it's gonna be one of the better ideas.
it was open to the public, but I think 80% of them.
It's in a real older
You hear the Paul on
neighborhood,
cable?
kind of mostly Hispanic in the area. But it's,
Maybe starting a club over.
we got to, we probably gonna be working.
You know, every time I said sunsetting, I thought somebody would kind of pick up on that and say sunset. And I kept thinking, and the way he was describing it was like, oh, it's you have to be over 55 to get in there.
Sure, I didn't go to the mall. Real swingers.
You sell your house quick, okay? Yes, very quick.
No, it's funny what you just said. I was in California about, right before Christmas, and I have a cousin who just retired and went to live in one of these adult communities like that. Let me tell you, and this is a trailer park. I mean, and I was expecting, mobile homes there everywhere. This is the most luxurious mobile home park I've ever seen in my life. Seriously, I mean, the mobile homes were nicely decorated, grass and roaming hills and ponds, and they also have what Chandler described, a community pool and a community get together where you could go exercise, you could bowl, you could dance, you could do anything you wanted. And the whole criteria was you had to be at least one of the two as a partner, as a couple, had to be a 55 or older.
Yeah.
And as I walked through there, it was, my eyes were open, and I thought, gosh, this is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, seriously, I mean, this is luxury. It's,
Optimism.
opulent, yes, very. Yes, exactly. Yeah, some of them are.
When the home he's gonna move to is, it's 1,600 square feet. It's a nice, good home, and they have all the conveniences right there.
I've driven through that area. I got flyers and I Della and I were out in there this week and drove right through that area. Just kind of looking at it. Oh boy. Northwest Austin and north of Austin. Have you guys been out that way?
Yeah,
We came through Marble Falls. So we were coming back from out west. Unbelievable, how much traffic, buildings.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's just
the hottest area in the country. One of them.
wonderful. It's great to see that. But I know some of those people that have been out there for years, they hate to see all that.
Yeah, Ramrock used to be that in town.
Yep, it is. Well, I'm sure he'll love it out there.
Yeah, hopefully that's great experience.
Sin City.
Las Vegas. Reno.
closer to you than from here.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Are
it
you
is.
going to the hill?
I should be able to take it. I should be.
See you later, Earl.
I'll check my,
Take care.
I'll check my schedule. I'm not sure, you know, that.
Have a good week, Earl. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
I should be able to.
Great show, gentlemen. Great
Y'all have a
show.
good time down in Galveston.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, see you later.
Well,
They're great, aren't they?
it's a different brand. The same thing.
Mhm.
And I've had it for many years. It's surprising how many times they use it. Like if I'm trying to open something, draw my eye.
I use mine, and I like this one in particular style, it's got a pair of scissors, the old time pair of
Well,
scissors,
that's
but
good.
I've used it so many times.
Yeah, well, for instance, I'm gonna cut labels off of people's poles, you know?
Mhm.
Quick, quick, quick.
Something very convenient and
I've never used the screw. Really have the screw.